For those of you who don't know, I live in a city where everything here is very different. We have our 2 houses here, but all the time someone comes over just to spy on us. So, because of that, I want to build a fake border here in my neighborhood, because in the city we have this border where you can only pass if you're approved, and if you pay the tax to the military. So, I want to do the same thing. I'm coming here to call my friend, but that player back there is really weird. He's spying on us, and it looks like he finally decided to leave. And now we have to get ready, because he'll probably try to rob our house. Now, my friend finally got here to see what I have to say. I really hope he agrees to do this, because I'm definitely going to need help. I said, let's build a border in our neighborhood. It's going to be really good. Now he got closer, and it looks like he agreed. And actually, he already grabbed that hammer to start. He also gave me this, and now we're just going to start the construction, because this is going to be the most important thing of all. Okay, guys, we're building here, but apparently a truck is coming here, because he doesn't want to pay the tax to the military. He prefers to go around the whole city just to avoid paying the military tax. So, he's passing right here, and guys, we're really going to make a lot of money, because there are many truck drivers passing here every day. In fact, they hate paying tax to the military, and now he disappeared from here. Perfect. This is looking really cool. You can see that the border is looking like a real border, where you only enter if you pay, and you only leave if you pay. But a player is coming back here. Look, this is not very good, because this player is planning to rob our house. In fact, now he left there, and he's coming over to talk to my friend, but he's holding that item. Guys, this is really weird. He's holding this item towards my friend, who finally realized what's going on. He said, give me all your money. Look, my friend can't do that. After all, his money belongs to him. This really shouldn't be happening. Now I'm calling the police, and it looks like he noticed that, and he's trying to hit me. Guys, I have to hide here, because he really tried to hit me, but he got in his car, and it looks like he's finally leaving and never coming back here. Actually, I hope he doesn't come back. He said, let's keep building. This has to look professional. Look, I agree with you. Our border has to look perfect, even better than the military border. And actually, I'm thinking of copying it, because our border looks really bad. So, we're going to have to copy the military's border. Perfect. We're improving this. This border is getting perfect, but now there's a truck coming here. But guys, there's a good chance he'll realize that this is actually a fake border, since it's not even finished. Now my friend came over here to talk to this player. He said, is this a real border? Yes. In fact, this is very real. Guys, we have to convince him that this is real, so he doesn't report it to the players who are military, since they're the only ones who can shut this down. I said, it's the new military border to stop illegal things from entering the city. Look, it's really simple. I think he actually understood that, but my friend just opened the gate, so that player could finally leave. He really managed to get through without paying, because we need to improve our system and make this basically perfect, since more truck drivers will come here in the future. But guys, he's arriving here. He said, we're missing our military avatars and military vehicles. Look, I already know what to do to get that. First, I have this item. This is going to be really important, because I'll be able to change the color of my car. And I'm arriving right here, and now I'm changing the color of this, and it actually looks pretty interesting. In fact, my car is really green, but now I'll have to do the same thing with my friend's car. He's arriving here in front, so I'm coming over too, because it's time to change the color of his car. Perfect. I'm changing the color of the car here, which is now basically green, and it looks like we're both military. But he grabbed this box. Apparently he gave it to me. I don't know what he gave me, but it looks like there's a military avatar in this box. I don't know how he got that. He said, while you were changing the color of the car, I stole this box from the military. Okay, if you really did that, that's impressive. He really did something impressive just so we can make money, and also protect our houses. So I think now it's time to get our cars and park them nearby, since we have to convince the players that this is real. We have to convince them that this border is actually a real border. So now he's arriving right here. He has to park his car around this part here. That's really good, but he also needs weapons. I want to see if he got that, but apparently he said no. He said, how are we going to get weapons? Look, obviously I don't know. I literally have no idea how I'm going to get weapons, but it looks like a truck is coming up here now, so we have to deal with him, and basically we have to look like real military. Now, he arrived right here, but I'm coming over to check it out. I said, get out of the car, and let me see the cargo. Look, it's really simple what he has to do, but he just left, and apparently he disagreed. Look, that's not really how it works. My friend now is coming over here to check what's in that player's cargo, while he's distracted up front. My friend is checking all his cargo, and apparently there are weapons inside, and my friend is taking all of it. He was really smart. He just took all the weapons and closed the truck like nothing happened. Now, finally, we're going to look like real military. He's even coming back here already using those items. I said, I just need to check the ID. That's all I need to check. So now, finally, he handed it over. You can see this is his passport. It's actually a real passport, so he can pass. He went back to his car, and now I'm basically going to open this gate so he can finally leave. Now you can see he's coming to the front, and guys, thanks to this player, we got the one thing we were missing. Even my friend is arriving here, and he handed over this item. This is really going to be perfect. He said, wasn't it better to talk to the military? Let's lie to avoid getting arrested. Okay, let's do that. But there's another truck coming again. A truck is coming up here, and again I'll have to deal with it because he arrived right here. Apparently, it's that same player from before. Now he left. He said, wow, now it's really professional. Yeah, we improved a lot. Actually, we stole those weapons, but I have to check what he's carrying here. He's going back there to show the cargo. This player really seems like a good person, especially because he just opened the cargo, and he really is a super good person. So, he can move forward here. Now he just closed that and is going back to his truck. Guys, I'm going back too, because I'll have to open this gate so he can basically leave, and I'm just not charging any fee, because I don't know the right amount to charge the citizens. Now I'll have to close this, and we need to leave here to visit the military at the other border. He even got inside, but he has to open this, since we have to come down here to check how much it costs, and we also have to be friends with them. So, I'm arriving right here, and look, I really hope he's a good person, because he looks really angry. I said, we are military too, and how much do you charge to pass here? Seriously, I need to know that. It's one of the most important things. But he's watching us. He said, why would I tell you that? You two look like losers. Look, I don't know why he said that. What he said was really weird. That was so weird that I'm just going back to my base. Guys, my friend is coming too. That player was really weird, but his friend is coming here. He has something to say. He said, we charge $100 to pass. Okay, he finally told the truth, and that actually makes a lot of sense. $100 is a pretty expensive price. So, at my border we'll only charge $50, because that's a much more interesting amount than what they're charging here. Now I have to go back up, because we have more important things to do. And actually, there's a truck here. Okay, this is bad. I had forgotten that people might show up here. I didn't leave the gate open, but my friend left the gate open. I left this gate closed, so now we have to check what's in the player's cargo. Now, he just got out of here. He said, there's nothing. You can check. Yes, and I really want to see that. So I'm coming back here to open his cargo and check everything that's in here. Perfect. I opened this. But guys, again it looks like he's carrying illegal stuff in his truck, and now he's trying to hit us. And my friend hit here, because he's trying to hit my friend here in Roblox. Guys, I have to stop him. I have to make him stop, but he's not stopping. So I'm coming back here while he's shooting up front. I'm arriving here to stop him. Look, there's nothing he can do. He finally raised his hands, because he saw there's nothing left to do. In fact, he's going to jail for a long time here in Roblox. He said, what if I pay you $50,000? Guys, that's a lot of money, and actually he has that money. So he gave me the money, and I'm really going to let him pass. I'm going to pretend nothing happened and let him leave. And he left with his cargo open. Guys, I just found a new way to make infinite money here in the city, but my friend is arriving here. He said, seriously, you accepted money from the guy who tried to eliminate me? Yeah, maybe I did something I wasn't supposed to do here in Brookhaven. But look, it's $50,000. He said, wow, then you're forgiven. Even I would have accepted that. Guys, now that he saw all the money, he really ended up forgiving me. But there's a problem. That player came back again. He's here. He's reloading that item to try to hit us. But guys, we're coming here to hide and basically stop him. My friend actually stayed right here, but I have to hit that player so he leaves, because he's trying to hit us for no reason here in the city. Now finally, it looks like he's going to run away. That player wants to steal our money, but he just flipped his car, and now he's basically leaving on foot. I'm coming to this car, and my friend also has to come along. We have to chase that player and make him stop, because he's right up ahead, and now he has to stop. Really, there's nowhere for him to run. Everything he did here was very weird, and he was the main reason we built this Brookhaven border. We literally did this to stop him, and also to make some money. I said, what do you want with us? I want him to tell me the truth about why he's chasing us, and now, he just ran away. He ran off, but I'm going to let him escape. I think he finally learned his lesson. He probably won't chase us anymore. I'm going to pretend I'm trying to hit him just to scare him. He's even heading over there, and for some reason he's recording this. I'm starting to think this player works for the FBI, and he's investigating our border. He's even looking over here. He said, this doesn't even make sense. Yeah, that's true. My theory doesn't really make much sense. Now he came back, and we have to improve our border. But there's a car right here. I don't know what to do with this car, so I'll have to remove it, but I'll do that later, because now we have to take care of our border. We have to upgrade this and make it much better than before. He's even staring at me. He said, how are we going to improve this? It's already perfect. Look, I know this looks perfect, but the truth is there are lots of ways to improve it. Perfect. I'm basically replacing this and making everything look really different. Meanwhile, my friend is taking care of this area, exactly this border. Look, this turned out very different, but it doesn't look very good. Even my friend came over here to say something. He said, this looks horrible. If the military sees this, they'll think it's fake. Look, I think it's not really easy for the military to see this. Actually, it's almost impossible. And now, he's coming back here, but there's a truck coming up here. I have to get ready to deal with this truck. I'm going to have to check his ID, and also what he's carrying in the cargo. He's showing the ID, and you can see it's real. He has a real passport, and now I have to check the cargo. So he's going back here. This is going to be really important. I have to see if he's a good player. You can see he's carrying a bunch of stuff, and everything seems normal. So he's going to be able to pass, but he's going to have to pay the tax, which is basically $50. It's actually a pretty cheap tax, because the military tax is $100, but now he got scared. He said, in the whole country the fixed fee is $100, so that means this border is fake. Look, it's not fake. Guys, if he reports this, it's really going to be the end of our border. Even my friend came over here to talk to this player. He said, it's not fake, relax, we're officers. Look, that's exactly what someone with a fake border would say. My friend really isn't helping much. Now he's running over here, and it looks like he just wants to get out, but I'm going to have to open this border so he can leave. He said, don't open it. If he leaves, he's going to report us, and we'll get arrested. Look, we won't get arrested if we remove everything, so we're going to have to take down all the items we used on this fake border. I'm coming over to talk to this player so he won't report me. Now my friend is removing everything. He said, let me out. I'm going to report you. Yes, he's really going to report us, but at least my friend is removing everything. He's removing every item he can, so I'll let him leave. After all, I'm not really afraid of him. Now he just left. Look, I'm also going to have to remove this, so we're taking down the border. Now a few hours have passed, and we finally removed everything, but our cars are still green, so we have to change that, and we also have to change our avatar. He said, okay, let's hide our cars. We don't have time for that. Yeah, Yes, that's a great idea, but this friend of ours is coming here, and maybe he can help us with that, especially since he has this red house where I can hide our cars. So he has to let us do that. I said, can I hide our cars in your garage? There's a thief chasing us. I'm making that up so he believes it, but apparently he agreed. I'm coming to get my car, and my friend is coming to get his car, because this is going to be really important. Now he's going down and heading straight to my friend's garage, which is exactly this one. And now I'll have to do the same thing. I'll have to hide my car really well to actually avoid problems. But this friend of mine went a bit too far, and now he came up here and parked his car right in front. His car is really well hidden, so I'll have to do something pretty similar. I'll leave my car right here. My car is totally hidden here in Roblox. This friend of mine said, who's the thief? I'm going after him. Look, we can't tell the truth, but we also can't lie to this friend of mine because he's helping us a lot. But now the military is coming here. They're really arriving to check this out. But up here there's nothing. We literally removed everything. I'm sure they're going to be very confused, especially because there's no one here. There's no border, and there are no military vehicles either. Now that player is coming back because he wants to talk to the military, and he just left here. But now both of them want an explanation about the report he made because he said there was a border here, but there isn't anymore. So the military is confused. He said, I swear there was a border here. I'm not lying. But now it looks like he ran off. He's literally fleeing, and the military are just staring at each other. He said, I think he's crazy. Let's go back to our border. Now both of them went back there. They're going to take care of their border. Our plan really worked. Guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the join button and I'll add you on Roblox.